Watching, I'm Aaron Wright. Knox County taxpayers are footing the bill for a Knox County schools hire the county attorney says was conducted improperly. What's more, documents WBIR obtained appear to show Superintendent Jim McIntyre signed the grant agreement allowing for this hire when he has no authority to do so. Reporter Becca Habiger joins us now. And Becca, this position is for a Broad Academy fellow.
That's right. So basically the Broad Academy is a training program for people with executive leadership experience aspiring to become superintendents and other leaders in large education systems. Now, Knox County Schools Superintendent Jim McIntyre himself was a participant in the Broad Academy, and now some Board of Education members say he has created a pipeline for other Broad Fellows to come take high-paying jobs with the district. The baseline salary for a Broad Fellow, according to the Broad Academy, is $90,000. Board members say that's a dollar figure that roughly could support 2 teacher hires. In September of last year, McIntyre signed a grant agreement with the Broad Center for the Management of School Systems. In it, the Broad Center agreed to give Knox County Schools a grant totaling up to $29,700 to be put toward the Broad Fellow or Broad resident's salary. In exchange, the district would foot the rest of the fellow's $90,000 salary plus pay benefits on top of that. The trouble is, McIntyre has no authority to accept a grant, especially one that requires matching funds. Taxpayer dollars. That's according to Knox County Law Director Richard Bud Armstrong. In a memo to board members this week, Armstrong said the superintendent under statute is given no authority to unilaterally accept grants and to sign grant contracts. Further, the statute requires a resolution by the BOE and notification to the county commission. But McIntyre says he was acting in accordance with Knox County Board of Education policy. In an email to WBIR, he wrote, "Through written school board policy, the Board of Education has delegated the acceptance of grants in some circumstances to the superintendent. In accepting this grant, I acted in good faith and in accordance with my understanding of school board policy." The board's policy does state the Knox County Board of Education authorizes the superintendent to accept receipt of grant awards, but then it goes on to clarify with the following exceptions, one of which is where there is a matching requirement during the total period of the grant that requires a general fund or other grant fund obligation. McIntyre points out the district has entered into this same grant agreement with the Broad Foundation 4 times, including the first time in 2010 when the agreement was reviewed by the law director's office.
It really makes me very angry.
Board member Patty Bounds says she'd like to see the district stop taking on Broad Fellows.
And I would like to see the money better invested in students rather than high-paid professionals.
The Broad Fellow hired last year for the 2014-15 school year, Christy Handler, works as the district's Director of Planning and Improvement. Now, among other responsibilities, Aaron, she is tasked with helping to implement the district's strategic plan and facilitate the district's comprehensive student assessment inventory. The grant agreement, by the way, runs through the end of July.
All right, Becca, thank you so much for that report.